Well, I think the biggest thing is that we got on a streak there towards the middle of the year, won 6 in a row. Beat some teams that we needed to beat and to give our kids confidence in what we were doing. So we're trying to build upon that from last year, but every year is a new year. So, you really can't rely too much on the past. You have to look forward to the future. And this is a new team with new faces. And, last year was great from where we finished. But, again, we start 0-0 come September 5th.
Excellent. How does an experienced quarterback like Nick, help the team this year?
I think anytime you have experience at that position, it gives you a chance to extend what you've done with him in the past, add a little bit more things to with what he may be comfortable with as a quarterback. Nick's a dynamic kid that can do a lot. He throws the ball decently. He can run the football, so he's a threat to run it and what we do offensively. So, having a senior quarterback, I think is everyone's hope as a coach to have that in the backfield.
Excellent. What have you been impressed with the most? Like from summer workouts, the practices, the 2 days. What have you been impressed with your team so far?
Well, it's a little bit different at the Division III level. Our kids are not here all summer. They're expected to do things on their own at home to prepare themselves for camp and then, of course, preparing for the season. We do have conditioning tests. Our kids did quite well with a conditioning test that we have them do on our first day. Very, very pleasantly surprised with our conditioning efforts there. But the biggest thing over the summer is they're responsible for those type of things on their own at home. So we have to put a lot of faith and trust that guys are doing what it takes to be top-notch football players.
Excellent. Coaches touch on a couple of the biggest strengths of the team and a couple of things that you guys probably need to work on to have a good year this year.
I think going in this year, having 20 seniors is a big benefit for us. We have our whole offensive line back from last year that started. 4 of the 5 are seniors, so it's an experienced offensive line. We've got our 2 tailbacks back from last year, and Austin Adams and Joe Hunter. Of course, Nick being back. We were a little short on the wide receiver end, graduating Kurt Monick, so we're looking at some new faces potentially there. But we've got two guys returning, Lance Schifferly out of Belmont and Colin Huffine. Defensively, again, we're pretty good in our front 7. John Scribner from Carroll is back, and he's a kid that's played for 3 years for us now. Stephen Coble inside is another good player for us. All 3 linebackers are back. Local kid Dylan Kennedy is one of our starting linebackers, and then in the secondary we got 2 of the 4 back, and we've got some young faces there that we'll probably look at as potential guys to step up and play here come September 5th.
Excellent. Last question. What's one thing that you have to improve on the most for the season opener versus trying?
Well, I think anytime you go into the season opener, the unknown is there. Both offensively, defensively, you're trying to mix and match with what you have and new faces. We've always had pretty good battles with trying, and they're highly picked in their conference and have been for the last few years. We're coming off a year where we're 6-4, 6-2 in our league. So, I think the biggest thing for us in the first game is, hey, you eliminate the turnovers, you play sound offense and defense and special teams, and you let the chips fall where they may. But it's always been a tough battle with trying. Great program, and we've got a lot of respect for them.